Good day and welcome to Mayor King's TV News. I am Timiela Emanuela. Now to begin the news, here are some of our top stories. Owerri convenes Delta Security Summit against terrorism. Delta students to represent Nigeria and Africa at Spelling Bee World Cup in China. On business, petrol and diesel prices ease as crude crashes. On sports, Ghana equal Nigerians World Cup wins record. Now the news in full. The Delta State Governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oboiwari, on Thursday called on all stakeholders to unite in the fight against terrorism, kidnapping, and other forms of criminality. He stated that security is a collective responsibility that requires the active participation of government, security agencies, traditional institutions, community leaders, and citizens. The governor made a call while delivering his keynote address at the Delta State Security Summit 2026 held at the Unity Hall Government House, Asaba. Owerri said the security of lives and property remains fundamental to sustainable development, noting that no society can thrive in an atmosphere of fear and instability. The governor stated that while government and security agencies have constitutional responsibilities to maintain law and order, lasting peace can only be achieved through collaboration among all stakeholders. He said traditional institutions, religious organizations, businesses, civil society groups, and citizens all have critical roles to play in building a safe and secure society. Highlighting efforts by his administration to strengthen security in the state, Governor Oboiwari stated that the government had continued to invest in security operations and logistics through strategic partnership with security agencies and local communities. He revealed that the state recently restructured and strengthened Operation Delta Sweep, the joint security outfit credited with recording significant successes in combating crime across the state. Also, the governor announced that the State Executive Council had approved the construction of divisional police headquarters in all 25 local government areas of Delta State as part of preparations for the eventual establishment of state police. Two outstanding students from Delta State, Chinedu Great Okediachi, Oghenetano, Idoghor of Madonna International School, Asaba, have earned the honor of representing Nigeria and Africa at the 2026 Spelling Bee World Cup in China. The duo secured their place on the global stage after emerging among the continent's top performers at the African Spelling Bee Championship held in Harare, Zimbabwe. Chinedu Great Okediachi finished as Africa's first runner-up in the highly competitive championship, while Oghenetano Idoghor also delivered an impressive performance that further showcased the academic excellence of Delta students. Their achievements have drawn widespread commendation and brought pride to both Delta State and Nigeria. In recognition of their exceptional accomplishment, Delta State Governor Right Honorable Sheriff Oboiwari approved financial support to facilitate their participation in the prestigious global competition. The gesture underscores the state government commitment to promoting educational excellence and nurturing young talents. The students are expected to compete against some of the world's brightest young stars at the Spelling Bee World Cup scheduled to take place in China in July 2026. The federal government is planning to commit about 30 billion naira to emergency and long-term repairs aimed at preventing the collapse of the aging Echo Bridge in Lagos, while also preparing to begin construction of a new Kata Bridge as part of broader efforts to modernize critical transport infrastructure in the commercial capital. Minister of Works Senator David Umahi disclosed this on Thursday during an inspection of ongoing federal road and bridge projects in Lagos. He also defended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, dismissing critics as underestimating the complexity of governance. Umahi said emergency stabilization works had already begun on Echo Bridge following structural risk linked to illegal sand dredging, repeated collisions, involving heavy-duty trucks and fire damage caused by trading activities beneath the structure. He explained that an immediate intervention estimated at 12 billion naira has been proposed for approval, while another ongoing contract valued at about 18 billion covers underwater repairs and the replacement of key structural components. According to him, the combined interventions are aimed at safeguarding the bridge and ensuring its continued service while long-term reconstruction plans are being developed. Now on the business news. Petrol and diesel prices have started to decline as global crude oil prices retreat following the de-escalation of tensions in the Middle East. The reductions led by the Dangote Petroleum Refinery and followed by some private deported operators have raised expectations of further cuts in fuel prices, although marketers say the adjustments will be gradual to prevent heavy loss on existing stock. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria stated that the Dangote Petroleum Refinery will not embark on sudden fuel price cuts to prevent marketers from incurring heavy losses. Even as oil prices continue to decline following the de-escalation of tensions in the Middle East, Altman said the refinery would rather adopt what it described as a systematic price adjustment instead of drastic reductions. Following the drop in crude oil price from a high of $120 per barrel during the United States and Iran conflict to about $78 per barrel after a peace deal was reached on Sunday, the Dangote refinery reduced its petrol gantry price by 75 naira per litre. The refinery had raised the price from 830 naira to over 1,300 naira per litre during the crisis. The refinery also reduced the price of diesel and aviation fuel by 100 naira per litre each, citing the easing of tensions in the Middle East. However, many Nigerians argue that the reductions did not reflect the sharp decline in crude oil prices. Finally, on the world of sports, Ghana have become only the second African nation to record 6 wins at the FIFA World Cup after edging Panama 1-0 in their opening Group L match on Thursday, equaling Nigeria's long-standing record. Caleb Yankiri scored the dramatic 95th-minute winner at Toronto Stadium, Canada, to hand the Black Stars all 3 points and deny Panama their first ever World Cup point. With 6 minutes added on at the end of a tightly contested game, Brandon Thomas Ashanti surged down the left flank, beat his marker and scored the ball for Yirinki, who tapped home from close range. The result was harsh on Panama, who matched the 4-time African champions for long periods in only their 4th World Cup appearance since making their debut in 2018. The victory puts Ghana top of Group L alongside England ahead of their second group game next Tuesday. More importantly, it takes the Black Stars level with Nigeria as the African teams with the most wins at the World Cup. Ghana have now won 6 of their 16 World Cup matches, matching Nigeria's tally of 6 victories from 21 games. Both countries are followed by Cameroon, who have 5 wins from 26 matches. However, like Nigeria, the Indomitable Lions failed to qualify for the 2026 tournament. Now to end the news, recap on our headlines. Oboyeri convenes Delta Security Summit against terrorism. Delta students represent Nigeria and Africa at Spelling Bee World Cup in China. On business, petrol and diesel price ease as crew crashes. On sport, Ghana equals Nigerian's World Cup wins record. That's the news as read and edited by Tiniola Emanuela. Thanks for watching.